Hey everyone, good morning. It's Mike, Sunday morning. I'm making this video here. This is going to be a collection of a little bit of vinyl finds and gifts that we got each other, and grand opening at a record store here in town, and I got some records at that grand opening on discount, and yeah, that's mostly it. And some vinyl finds, just some random stuff that I've gotten over the past couple of months. So let's begin. First off, Courtney and I were getting ready to do some house cleaning here. It's the end of the week, and we usually do some cleaning either on Saturday or Sunday. And she wanted me to put on a record to clean to. And I'm like, well, what do you want to listen to? And she said, well, how about Mazzy Star? I'm like, do you want to clean or do you want to fall asleep? Do you want to lay down and rest or clean? And she's like, well, let's listen to Mazzy Star. So I did. I put it on. So tonight that I might see, I do not have She Hangs Brightly, their first album. That's the one that I really want to have. It's got all my favorite stuff on there. But I have this, so we put this on. Of course, Fade Into You, classic. Everybody knows that song. But then after about the third or fourth song, she's like, you know what, you're right. Like, it's not really good, like, playing along to house cleaning. So she's like, what would you listen to? What do you listen to when you like to house clean and stuff? And I said, well, if I'm going to listen to something that wants to give me some energy, I listen to something like this. And I show this album all the time, but that's fine. It's one of my most listened to albums. But this album, Bow Wow Wow's collection of various hit songs of theirs called I Want Candy. And sure enough, Courtney agreed. It's like pick-me-up music. It's very energetic. It's got lots of drums and just bass all over the place. It's just funky and not really funky, I guess. I don't know. It's just really just awesome, fun, crazy music. Very vibrant, very happy party kind of music, at least to me. So I put this on and that was a huge hit, and we got all of our work done in half the time. So yeah, so that was funny. And she likes Bow Wow Wow, so awesome. She didn't really know any of their songs other than I Want Candy, so, but she really enjoyed. I played I played the whole damn album, and she really liked all of it. Let's see, so it was our 2-year anniversary. We went on our first date 2 years ago on the 23rd of September. So for our anniversary, I got her some gifts, some clothing and various things, and she got me, well, of course, what's always on my list of things to get is records. So I have like a list on Amazon of things that they carry that I don't mind buying through Amazon, because a lot of times I don't see these at their local record stores, so I get them through Amazon. A lot of record stores can't afford to sell them at these prices because I guess their margin is not big enough to have these in stock. So anyway, the first thing that she got for me is XTC's Drums and Wires. Now this is an album do I hold it on this side? I don't know. I'll hold it on this side. I have never owned a copy of this album, either in CD, cassette, or vinyl ever before. I have it like downloaded on my computer, so I listen to it that way, or I could stream it, but I've never owned a physical copy of this. It's not an album that I really know that well. I know like Making Plans for Nigel and 10 Feet Tall, and I think a couple other songs I recognize. I have the compilation Ragbone and Buffet, and some of those songs were on there, so I recognize those songs. But I've never owned this album before. I'm really happy to have it. I think I've gotten to the point where I only need, I think, White Music and the Wasp Star, and then the Dukes of Stratosphere. I don't have I used to have them on CD, but I don't have those CDs anymore, and I don't have them on vinyl. So, but I'm getting pretty close to having like all their studio output. Anyway, really happy to have this. Really excited to listen to this front and back. Scissor Man is another song I know. Anyway, she got me this, and I love it. Drums and Wires, XTC. What is this? Their third? What? I wrote this down. There's their third album. This came out in 1979. The inner sleeve is just like a catalog of listing of all their discography and things that you can get for them. I guess on the Ape House label, that's Andy Partridge's label, and then the labels look like so. So yeah, Drums and Wires. The next thing that she got me that was on my list was this Luna album has been reissued. It used to, I think, only be available with their box set. I know Steve Carlson has the box set. I'm not going to spend all that money on that box set, so I was happy to pick this up as a single a la carte item. It's, what is this, their fifth album, their fifth studio album? Yeah, I think this came right after Pup Tent. Yeah, so it's really nice. If you like Luna, if you like Galaxie 500, it's Dean Wareham from Galaxie 500 and his solo band that he started after Galaxie 500 broke up. They do a cover of Guns N' Roses' Sweet Child of Mine, I think. I have no interest in Guns N' Roses or hearing their cover of that, but the rest of it's really good. These Are the Boys. And then it comes with lyrics sheet. And then it's like a really nice kind of colored, kind of splattered, whatever, like blood splatter kind of, but it's orange and yellow. Really nice colored vinyl that came with that. So anyway, Luna, and that's called The Days of Our Nights, that album. I don't think I mentioned that. And then the third and final thing that she got me, this was a must-get, The Cure's Show double live album on Record Store Day a few months back. They had this on a picture disc, and I had zero interest in purchasing a picture disc ever, so I just like, maybe hopefully they'll release it on vinyl sometime, and sure enough they did. And it's just nice black vinyl, 2 records. This is from the Wish tour, so later stage of The Cure, and they have a couple of oldies in there, but it's mostly their later output leading up to up and including songs from Wish. It's not really in my wheelhouse as far as Cure songs go. I don't listen to a lot of these later songs, but I'm really excited to get into it. We listened to side 1 and 2 already the other night, and we loved it. It just sounded really nice, really excellent live recordings, and I'm really digging this. And hopefully they'll release Paris too. It's a companion live piece to this. This was recorded in Detroit, and obviously the Paris one was recorded in Paris. And the Paris one has more of their older stuff, which is the stuff that I'm more familiar with. But still, this is really, really nice, and I love it. Really nice packaging. It's got some really nice inner sleeves here to look at. And there we go. Pictures of the band, pictures of Robert. Filmed during this concert, I suppose. And then the inner sleeves, it's on black vinyl, and the inner sleeves look like slows. So it's either the yellow stuff or the blue stuff. So anyway, The Cure, and that was recorded, what year was that? 1993 in Detroit. Awesome. The Cure Show. Okay, so those were my anniversary gifts. Thank you, Courtney. Those were awesome. Then something else that happened in the past few weeks, Zia Records, it's here, and it's our local record store, kind of a chain, local record store chain here in the Phoenix area, and they're in Vegas and I think Reno, or I don't know, they're in a couple other places outside of Phoenix. But they're a pretty good record store. They sell new and used records. I mainly go there to look through their used pile, and every once in a while you'll get a gem out of there. But I went to Zia a while back, and they had this record, and I passed on it, and then I was regretting it because I wasn't seeing it anywhere at a good price, and I'm like, I really wish I would have picked it up at that Zia. And then so I drive out to the West Valley to where this brand new Zia is opening, and sure enough they had it. I looked, I'm like, I wonder if they'll have this there at this new location. And sure enough they did, and it's the Best of Pixies, Wave of Mutilation. The Best of the Pixies. It's a double album. It features songs from their mini album, Come On Pilgrim, and then the next 4 albums leading up to when Kim Deal left. So it's all the Kim Deal stuff in here, and it's really awesome. So I said it's a 2-record set. It also includes a couple of songs that are not on the albums, Into the White, and what's the other one? Where Is It? Winter Long. Beautiful packaging, of course. Von Oliver design, 23 envelope design. So I'm really happy to have this. I like to collect 4AD compilations. I've got the one for the Cocteau Twins and the one for Lush. And now I've got this one for the Pixies. I want to get the one for the Wolfgang Press, but I can't remember if it's not been pressed on vinyl or if it is on vinyl, it's just way too expensive. Anyway, Pixies, Wave of Mutilation, 2004 compilation of their early stuff with Kim Deal. And then the other record I got, and I've been trying to buy up these reissues because I have all the originals. Because when I was a little kid, I bought up all their records. My first favorite band, and I've been looking for this being this reissue as well. It's like a bunch of audiophile reissues that they released a few years ago, and I was hoping to find this, and sure enough, this brand new Zia had it. This is Rush's second live album called Exit Stage Left, and it comprises mostly music from their 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th albums, so their second group of 4 albums. Their first live album had music from their first 4 albums. This live album has mostly music from their second set of 4 albums. It's my favorite period of Rush, everything from Farewell to Kings up to Moving Pictures. And it's got a couple of songs, earlier stuff from that, but mostly it's from that era. And I love this. I think I listened to this record, or it's a 2 record set, but I listened to this album probably in my lifetime more than any other record in my collection, easily. It might not even be close, because it's got so many, it's got like basically pretty much all of my favorite Rush songs on it. So it's like kind of like a best of, but tailored to my taste of what I like in Rush. This is what the inner sleeve looks like, just a blank sleeve here. And it was always really cool when I was growing up as a kid. I kind of wondered what Rush looked like, and all I had were pictures from their albums. And when I got this one, this was the second Rush record I ever bought. I'm like, well, what the hell do they look like? They're like Geddy's like facing the other way, and Neil, this is a shot from behind, and Alex, it's got this big glow and you can't see anything. It's like, what do these people actually look like? I'm not really sure. I had the pictures from Moving Pictures of them, but it didn't really give me like a full idea of what these dudes look like. And then they started showing music videos on MTV, and then I started getting a better idea of what the guys look like. But I love this album, and I'm really happy to have like an audiophile copy of this, brand new. Because my old copy from when I bought it in '81, it's just got all kinds of pops and clicks and static and everything, because I played the living hell out of it. Really nice new labels. My copy has like the Mercury labels with the skyscrapers on it, and this has custom labels, which are really nice. And they came in these MoFi sleeves, which is really nice as well. So I didn't have to switch them out. Usually I switch out the inner sleeves all the time, but I didn't have to do that with that. So those are the 2 records that I got from the Zia grand opening out in the West Valley. And then the rest of these are just random records that I picked up recently. This one here, Medicine, the album is called Silences. This is their brand new album, just came out like a week or 2 ago. Brad Lehner, the guitarist and sometimes vocalist for the band, he's still just churning out music. Even though the band's kind of not really it's kind of together. I mean, the drummer Jim is still playing with him, and Jim performs on this. He's got a different vocalist. Somebody named Julia sings on this album instead of Beth Thompson, who was the original and regular singer for the band Medicine. This is kind of a shoegaze. At least they started out that way, more of a shoegazy band, their first few albums. And then and they're really noisy, really super noisy. Think like Jesus and Mary Chain, but just, turn up the dial way up as far as noise goes. But really nice, beautiful music, challenging at times. But after the first 3 albums, Her Highness was the 3rd one that had that kind of like shoegaze, kind of more accessible kind of sound. I saw them on that tour. And then they kind of broke up, they fizzled out, and then they got back together, Brad and Beth and Jim, and they put out a few albums that are really more, they're kind of pushing the envelope as far as noise goes and experimentation. Not easy listening by any stretch of the imagination. Not as accessible as their early stuff, but still interesting and definitely worth a listen. This album, this new one, Silences, kind of goes back a little bit more kind of in between the earlier stuff and the later experimental stuff. It's kind of a little bit of both kind of mixed together, which I really like. So I'm really happy to have this. I bought this off of his Bandcamp site. So if you go to Brad Lehner and Bandcamp, you'll find like a lot of Medicine stuff and a lot of like stuff that he's releasing, that he's doing himself, not as Medicine. And really nice. There's only like 20 copies of this left, so if you're interested in picking this up on vinyl, go grab it, because there's only like 20 copies left. This is what the back looks like. Can't remember, does it have it doesn't have an inner sleeve. And then the vinyl comes on this kind of marbled, kind of teal and dark blue kind of marbled together vinyl. So that's Medicine, out of California, Los Angeles, I believe. Really good, kind of noisy, shoegazy, experimental, really awesome stuff. This next one, Grandaddy. I recently got Software Slump not too long ago. That's my favorite Grandaddy album. This is the one that came out right after it, called Someday. It's got some great songs on it. The Warming Sun is my favorite song off of this. But it's got a lot of really good stuff. I just don't like it as much as I do Software Slump. It's got a gatefold. It's a 2-record set. That's the song list there. There's the Warming Sun. The last song, I believe, on side A. No, it's like it's like the second to last song. The song listing is kind of screwy. It makes you think that there's only a side A and the side B, but there's actually 4 sides. Yeah, so Grandaddy. This is a very, very recent reissue, like just in the past couple of weeks. And here's a lyric sheet and some liner notes, or just lyrics. And then the vinyl comes on white. There's also like a 4-disc box set that you can get of this album. It's kind of thin. It's not like the 180 grams kind of stuff, but whatever, I don't care. White vinyl. There's like a 4-album box set. It's like $100 and some, and it's got just a bunch of extras, but I don't really have any interest. I just wanted the album itself. So there's that. That came out originally in 2003, but the reissue just came out recently. Let's see, the next one, next to last. That's what my shirt is right here, Goldfrapp. This is Tales of Us. It's the last Goldfrapp album that I needed to get to finish my collection. So this is their 6th album, came out in 2013. It kind of reminds me a little bit of their, oh crap, now I'm like blanking on the name of the album. The one with, anyway, the mellow one. God dang it. I don't want to have to get up and go get it, but God dang, what is the name of that album? I always do this crap. You know, if you collect Goldfrapp albums, you know which album I'm talking about. It's the one that came after Supernature. And this is kind of more like it. It's kind of more mellow, kind of more atmospheric kind of music, not dancey and, you know, whatever that their other albums tend to be. So Tales of Us, Goldfrapp, really nice. Happy to have their full collection on vinyl now. Inner sleeves are nice, and it comes with a lot of lyrics and such. Another little insert, double-sided insert, and then black vinyl for that. So, you know, it's the album that's got A&E and anyway, it's past. So that's Goldfrapp, Tales of Us, 2013, 6th album. Love it. Happy to have it. Now this last album. David Lynch was putting together the soundtrack for Blue Velvet, and he really wanted the Song of the Siren as created by Elizabeth Fraser and Robin Guthrie from the Cocteau Twins. they did a cover of that song, Song of the Siren, the Tim Buckley song. They did a cover of it on this album, This Mortal Coil. And David Lynch really wanted it to use it for the Blue Velvet. Unfortunately, getting the rights to that song and getting their ability to use it for the soundtrack was too expensive. So they're like, well, screw it. We'll just make our own kind of song that has the same kind of vibe, same kind of feeling that we wanted to have with Song to Siren. We'll just make our own song. So he works with Angelo Badalamenti and Badalamenti, however you pronounce his name. They were working together, and Angelo knew of a singer that he had worked with previously. He's like, let's use her. So he brought her in, and they created the song, and it was perfect. They used it in the movie, and then they decided, you know, we love that so much, we're going to keep using her for future projects, and they did. Her name is Julie Cruz. This album is Floating Into the Night, and the song for Blue Velvet was called, I wrote it down, didn't I? I didn't write it down. Mysteries of Love. It's on this album. But really what I know this album for is not Blue Velvet, it's Twin Peaks. So they took the instrumental introduction song to the pilot or whatever, and they had Julie Cruz sing along. They did a version where she sings. So there's two versions. The instrumental version is what they use for the credits for Twin Peaks, and then the version that Julie Cruz sings, I don't know if they ever used it in the actual show. I think they only used the instrumental. But Julie Cruz sings on the version here called Falling. And then Rockin' Back Inside My Heart was also used in Twin Peaks. And I think some other ones might have been too. I couldn't find any information. I should have dug deeper. But anyway, David Lynch wrote all the lyrics to this album that she sings on. She sings on all the songs. And David Lynch wrote all the lyrics, and Angelo Badalamenti wrote all the music, and she just sang on these. And it's really awesome. I love this album, and it's really crazy that, as much of a David Lynch fan as I am, that I didn't have this on vinyl yet. So I finally picked up a copy before it disappears forever, which I'm sure it'll probably do at some point. This is the inner sleeve, such, and it came on this like really powdery, light pink vinyl. Yeah, so I really did that. I started playing it for Courtney, and she's like, she recognized obviously the music, but she had never heard it sung to before. So the word's still out on whether she likes this album. It's pretty strange stuff at times. I don't really know how they kind of categorize it as dream pop, but it's pretty strange at times as well, but I love it. So check it out if you haven't heard it before. Anyway, that's kind of my vinyl finds and my Zia opening finds and my anniversary gifts and whatnot. And I've got another video coming up real soon. I might film it today, where I'm going to talk about 80s music. So anyway, thanks for watching. Love you guys. Thanks for subscribing and commenting. I love the comments. Please leave comments, because I like to interact with people that, you know, want to talk music. So that's kind of why I'm here. So anyway, love you guys. Have a great Sunday. Bye.